Hey guys, Panzer J back here in Operation Big Red 1. It's July of 1939. This is going to be 7.8 and 7.9 KMT United States. So let's get into the KMT portion of the turn real quick. They have 4 IPP to spend. They're going to spend all of it on an artillery. Get those while we can while the Burma Road's still open. No combat for the KMT. Just a little bit of non-combat. So here in, what is this one? Kang, 3 of the 4 infantry, 1 infantry staying behind. The other 3 are going to move down 1 to Yunnan, so I'll put them on the card. And that's it. Okay. So for unit placement, we've got our artillery, and that's going to go down in Yunnan as well. Income, we spent everything, and we're sitting at $1. And we get 2 for the Burma Road being open, so $3 is what the KMT will have next turn. Quick unit recap. There's just a single infantry left in Kang. And now in Yunnan, we've got 18 infantry, 6 artillery, 3 militia, 1 cav, 1 mountain infantry. Okay, on to the U.S. We do get a D12 for income increase, so let's go ahead and do that now. Let's see what we get. An 8, so not too bad. Okay, so let's move the U.S. up from 36 to 44. So pretty good. Okay, now how about purchases? We had 25 to spend, and I think we're spending 24. We're going to lend-lease the British a fighter for 10. Lend-lease the Free French and artillery for 4, that's 14. We're going to upgrade 2 militia to infantry for 4. That's 18. We're going to start a major port in Puerto Rico for 3. That's 21. And we're going to start an air base in Alaska for 3. That's 24, so we save $1. Okay, for tech, we're going to go for improved construction, 7 or higher. Jets, 8 or higher. Long-range aircraft, 8 or higher. Large ship construction, 8 or higher. Heavy strat bombers, 9 or higher. And rockets, 9 or higher. Okay, so let's do the construction first. A 1 definitely misses. Jets, a 5 misses. Long range, 11 we succeed. Large ship, a 1 we miss. Strat bombers, a 10 we succeed, and rockets, 10 we succeed. So I think every turn I've gotten 50%. So a little disappointing to not get the naval ones for I think the upcoming clash with the Japanese, but at least we got the 2 big ones. Okay, so we went up long range, rockets, and heavy strat bombers. Okay, so long range goes to stage 3. Strat bombers goes to 2. And we get on the board with rockets. Okay, so that's where we stand. Okay, we do have combat because we can go on escort duty. So, and we can move our ships now that we're past the $35 or IPP threshold. Okay, so we're going to go on convoy duty here in A18 and A19. Okay, so down here in A30, from this fleet, we got a destroyer. And that's going to come up 1, 2, 3, and go on escort duty there in A19. Then we got one of our 3 destroyers here in A25 is going to join the other one, 1, 2, to A19. The 2 that are left in A25 are going to come up 1 to A18 and go on escort duty there. So that's that. This naval transport here in A25 is going to go in port in New York. Here in A30, we got 2 coastal subs, and they're going to come down 1 to A37. We've got, let's see, The naval transport that's an A30 is going to come up 1 to A25 and go on port in New York with that other naval transport. This fleet here in A30 is going to come down 1, 2 to A41, and that consists of 2 battleships, a heavy cruiser, a light cruiser, and an empty fleet carrier. Then here in A36, this light cruiser and this destroyer are going to come over 1, 2 and join that fleet. This naval transport here in A36 is going to come up 1, 2 and go in port in Washington, D.C. And I think that is it on this side of the world. Okay, over in the Pacific, we've got a destroyer here at a major base, so it can go 4. So it's going to go, I guess the Japanese could declare war on us. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and end its movement by wake in A36. The naval transport in P50, again, it can declare war, 1, 2, and then its naval movement there in P43 next to Guam. Over here, we're going to have these 2 coastal subs. Oh, wait, I think they got to end their movement next to U.S. territory. I don't think I have a sub base here, do I? No, so I don't think those can move. So I think they got to stay there. Unfortunately, they're slow as shit. Well, what are you going to do? Okay, so, what do we want to do with this fleet? I think, what does old Sneaky Pete got going on in the Pacific? He's really nowhere near Hawaii. You know what? I think we'll just go and port in Hawaii, except for this transport. So I think we'll have 2 battleships, a heavy cruiser, and 2 destroyers go in port. The transport that started there in P29 is going to come back 1, 2 to P25. Not that it matters, but we'll have the 2 transports that are there now go in port here in San Francisco. And then the destroyer that was in P25 is going to come up 1, 2 and join the fleet in port there in Hawaii. Let's see. We've got a light armor here in southwest United States. It's going to move up 1 to San Francisco, so put that on the card. We've got a militia here in Pacific Northwest. That's going to rail down to San Francisco. That's our 2nd militia there. Why don't we have a fighter fly out from San Francisco? So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and land in Hawaii. And I think that's it. Okay, so how about unit placement? So we'll put these 2 on the production chart here at stage 2. So that's a air base started in Alaska and a major port started in Puerto Rico. Okay, then we've got 2 militia upgrades, and they're both here in San Francisco. So go ahead and take off the 2 militia, put down 2 infantry. Okay, and then the rest is Lend-Lease. So British fighter and a French artillery. So the French, we can leave a major factory there in D.C. and make its way down here to French Guiana, the capital for the Free French. And then the British fighter, we can leave New York, I guess, make its way up through Canada here, and eventually find its way to southern England. And that'll be the 3rd British fighter there in southern England. Okay, I think that is it. Okay, so for income, the United States, we saved $1 and we're at 44. So that'll give us $45 next turn. How about a unit recap? We've got 2 destroyers on escort duty in A-19, 2 destroyers on escort duty in A-18. In port in New York are 2 naval transports. In port in Washington, D.C. is a naval transport. None of the other Washington or New York didn't change. We got 2 coastal subs in A-37. We got a fleet in A-41 that consists of 2 battleships, a heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, a destroyer, and an empty fleet sub. And that was it for movement over here in the Pacific. We've got a naval transport off of Guam in P-43. We got a destroyer off of Wake in P-36. In Hawaii, we have an infantry, a militia, a fighter, and an AA gun. In port in P-29 is 2 battleships, a heavy cruiser, 3 destroyers. In P-25 is 2 coastal subs. In port in P-25 are 2 naval transports there in San Francisco. And San Francisco now consists of 3 infantry, a light armor, and 2 tacticals. So that should be it for the KMT in the United States. Turning things over now to Hambone for Germany in 8.1.